Hey, what's going on, guys? SargeantsTechTips. Welcome to another video on my channel. Now, in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at Ubuntu Mate 2504. I haven't done a Linux review video in over a year now. I'll put whatever the last video was on screen. You guys can also check it out, and I'll put the playlist up in the card so you guys can check it out as well. So we're going to be downloading Ubuntu Mate 2504. I don't know if we're going to look at these last two because I don't know if they're any different. I doubt they're any different. If they are different, then we'll do an episode on these two. If you guys want to see more Linux videos and you want me to revive this series, let me know in the comments below, because I'm trying to come up with new video ideas, so I'm not always uploading a video on a product that's been sent out to me. So I want to kind of have a variety of videos, and you guys can also give me some ideas in the comments below. So we're just going to go ahead and download it. We're just going to click the direct link. And if you guys want to download and install this, you guys can check out the link in the description below. It'll take you to this website, and then you have these three versions here. Alrighty, so I got the ISO fully downloaded, so we're going to go ahead and click create a new virtual machine. Typical, we'll do our downloads, Ubuntu Mate, next. We're just going to do SargeantsTechTips, Ubuntu 64-bit. We'll actually do Ubuntu Mate. 20 gigs is fine. 4 gigs of RAM is fine. We're going to go ahead and finalize that. And we're going to go ahead and launch into it. Now, it's been a while since I've actually looked at an operating system, so I don't remember what we did in the past videos. I think all we did was look at software and stuff, see what differences they had for Linux, see if there's anything different compared to some of the other distros we looked at. Well, here we are. It looks very similar to Ubuntu, but it's got a window button. Oh, so it doesn't have the weird bottom bar down here, so that's a little laggy. This is meant for lower end PCs as well, so I'm just going to install it, honestly. Yeah, you can also do a minimal installation of Ubuntu Mate for lower end PCs, which honestly, if you guys want to see me install Linux on actual hardware, let me know, because I can do it in not a virtual machine. I'll just have to use my phone to record, which I could easily do that. I have plenty of computers that would easily do that and run Linux without an issue. If you guys want to see me turn the series into going on actual hardware, or I can stick with the actual virtual machine, or I can do a mix of both. There's always that too. So you can actually have encryption, but I'm not going to turn that on. I like the user interface. It's very clean and minimal. This would be really good for a first-time user, I think. It's not complicated. The installation is pretty easy. Alright, so it looks like the installation is complete. We're going to go ahead and log in. Pretty fast boot up. We are on a virtual machine. I do have a pretty beefy computer, so that is that, but still pretty fast. So right off the bat, we got SargeantsTechTips home, CD-ROM, so whatever CD-ROM you have, which I think we just have the ISO file right now, but that's about that. And then you got this button down here to hide and show items. Up here to the right, we've got about this computer, Mate help, Ubuntu help, report a bug, system settings, lock, the user accounts, log out, then shut down. We've also got a little calendar here. Right now it's set to New York time, which I believe that is correct time. We've also got volume. Doesn't really make any sounds though when you turn it up and down. We got power settings. It doesn't really matter. We're not on a laptop or anything. It's nice to see that that's there though. So if you do run this on a laptop, which this is probably most ideal. Then we've also got our Ethernet connection and all that fun stuff. So I do like the desktop. The wallpaper is a little bright. Let's see if we can change the theme. So let's go to the settings. I think up here, we just go to system settings, and then this is our system settings. Let's look for, it's a little bright. I prefer changing the theme to dark just because of my eyes. So right here, we got change theme. I actually didn't see that. Let's do Yaru Dark. That's a lot better. We can also change the wallpaper too. These are all the themes it has, which is nice. It's got quite a few. The operating system is very smooth. Like I said, I have a pretty beefy computer, so it's going to run pretty smooth. That's why I want to do some of this on actual hardware and stuff like that. But you can also customize it. So you can go through and change the window borders and stuff. So if you want to have this dark, but this white, you could do that. So there's that. We could also change our background through here. These are some of the included backgrounds. I'm liking that one. We've also got this one here. We can minimize the actual thing. So down here is where all of the kind of like your taskbar in Windows, but it shows what you have open instead of up here. And obviously we've got this wallpaper, got this one. I'm not going to go through everything in this video just because it's Linux. It's pretty similar to all the other versions of Linux, especially Ubuntu. It's got some different things. If there's any different software, we'll open them up and then take a look at them. But we can actually do fonts and stuff as well, which is pretty cool. You can do interface. You can change your interface as well. We can actually just quickly check the settings one more time before we go through the start menu, just because I want to see if there's anything different. You got your preferred application, so you could change your browser if you had another one installed, if you installed Chrome. You've got your keyboard, your Bluetooth manager, Bluetooth adapters, app centers, printers, software updater. It's pretty basic. There's not really a whole lot to look at. We've got software and updates. We can check that, see if there's any updates there. It looks like there is. And then we've got software updater. It's probably going to have updates because it always has up. Oh, it's all the way up to date, so we're good there. Oh, we've got additional drivers if we wanted to install additional drivers, such as the VMware tool. I guess I could have clicked appearance instead of going over here to change theme. I did not see that. We've also got main menu, so we can change our main menu. I bet you that's... Yep, that's right here, so you can change your start menu per se. Yeah, so it does give you the ability to add your own sections, which is really cool, which I do like, because it's a lot more customizable than Windows, so there's that going for it. You've also got Mate Tweak, which it looks like this just tweaks like your desktop. You can add the computer, trash, and network. You got some panels and stuff. You can also change it so the window control placement can be anywhere on the screen. You've got About Me, so you can change your name, change your password through here as well. You've got File Management. This just changes how the File Explorer works, which I believe, I don't know what they're using. File management. So we're using Kaja. Lets you help and organize your files. It looks like it was created around the time of 1999 to 2009. I don't actually know if that's when it's created. But you can also change your list, previews, media, and then your extensions if you want. You can also add. We've also got displays if you guys want to change your display settings. It also shows you that this is virtual 1, so you don't have to worry about like different variants. It'll also let you change your resolution, which we're not going to do. That's pretty much about it for the settings. Like I said, I'm not going to go through every little thing because then these videos would take forever to make. In terms of actual applications that are pre-installed, we've got favorites all. So this is all of the programs installed. It's pre-installed. Then you got accessories, so you can do backup. You got a character map. You got clocks, an archive manager, maps, a calculator. The calculator doesn't really look any different from the last version that we looked at. Oh, we've got Plank. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like. I actually kind of like that. That's actually really slick. It's supposed to be like macOS, and then it actually does come up and stuff, which is really cool. There we go. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I like that. This is sleek. It looks really good. Got your system monitor here and stuff like that. You could probably add programs here. So if I just wanted to add, take screenshot down here, it looks like you can just drag stuff down there. Do that, take a screenshot. Yeah, just take a screenshot basically. We could save it to the desktop. We've got Pluma, which looks to be a document editor, very similar to Notepad++, which is kind of what it looks like. In terms of administration, we've got App Center, so it looks like you've got an entire App Center dedicated to just installing app. Looks like we've got some programs to do editing, such as like software development. You got some games. You got Steam, Discord. Discord's nice to see. It's already built in. You don't have to do much there. You got FreeCAD, Blender, Darktable, Krita. I've used Krita before. You've got Bob Ross quotes. That's kind of funny, actually. Opens CAD Nightly. So it's just a 3D CAD modifier and stuff like that. So there is a program installation tool, which is pretty cool. You've got login window. You've got Mate User Manager, so you can manage your users, software and updates. We've got graphics. We've got document scanner, Eye of Mate image viewer, Mate color selection, and Shotwell. What is Shotwell? Okay, so it's just viewing your photos and stuff. So if I wanted to just copy photos, and then you can like view your photos and stuff in here, which is pretty cool. This is a very nice photo viewer if you just want to have all your photos in here. Obviously, you're probably not going to have screenshots. You might actually have actual photos. The document scanner is a nice touch, because a lot of those don't include stuff like that, and it's nice that Linux, so you got to have a scanner plugged in, but scanning documents is a very nice touch, especially when you need to get documents sent somewhere. In terms of internet, we got Firefox and Transmission. I believe Transmission is just a uTorrent program. Yeah, it's just a torrent program, that's all it is. We've got Office, so it does come with LibreOffice. Most Linux distros do. I am noticing something, though. There's not as many programs as some of the other Linux distros we looked at. This is more of a lightweight distro of Linux, which is probably the reason for that. We've got preferences, so we've got About Me, additional drivers. Most of this is in that settings panel, so we're not going to look at this, but it's all the stuff that's in that settings panel that we were looking at a second ago. We've got sound and video. We've got Celluloid. It's like a video player. We've also got Rhythmobox. We've looked at this before. It's just a sound player if you want to play music and stuff like that. Also looks like it has podcasts you can subscribe to. It's got radios and stuff. We've got Webcamoid, so this just uses your webcam. You've got system tools. You got Kaja, firmware updater, a Dubby package installer, so you can install packages, Mate disk image mounter, analyzer, Mate system monitor, terminal. Let's look at the system monitor. So it's pretty basic. This looks very similar to some of the other ones we were looking at. This just shows your system. It shows your specs. Obviously your disk space available, your CPU and your RAM. I only gave it 4 gigs. But that's that. There's not a whole lot to the system monitor. It's pretty basic. We've got the disk analyzer. So this just shows you what's being used and what's not being used. It just gives you a pie chart basically, which is pretty cool. In terms of firmware updater, there's probably not a whole lot. Like I said, I'm not going to look at every single program here just because there's not, for one, there's not a whole lot, and for two, it would just take forever to like go through every single program from the list down. And we've got universal access. We've got Mangus. This is just so you can zoom in and stuff. We've got onboard. This just gives you a nice keyboard that's on your screen, which is pretty cool. We've got screen reader.
Screen reader on. Menu. Desktop. Icon view.
How are they getting turned? It doesn't. The audio's break like cutting in and out. One thing I do want to check out before we end the video is, since we've already looked through all this, there's not really much else to look at. I want to look at the screensavers. So right here we've got, there's not a whole lot. We've got blank screen, random, Cosmos. This one's pretty cool. Yeah, that one I would use. We've got floating gnome. So it's just the gnome logo floating around, which is pretty cool. We've got floating mate. This is just the mate logo floating around, which is pretty cool. These screensavers are okay. You got your pictures folder and then pop art squares, which that one's kind of meh. That's really it for screensavers. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike if you thought it sucked. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not done so already. Peace out, guys.